and welcome to another edition of Droppin Baums with me, your host, Corey Baumeister. As always, brought to you by the lovely folks over at Star City Games, bringing you the best in trading card needs. So today, yep, you don't have to, clear your eyes out. We're back to Magic Online. Historic has been all the rage lately, but you know what? We're taking a couple weeks off from the Star City Games Kaldheim Championship qualifiers due to the holidays. So I figured, what better Christmas present to myself and to all of you than to get back to Magic Online and play some Modern here. A format is near and dear to my heart. I still love it. It's very diverse, and really excited for this week's Droppin Baums. This deck is Rakdos Death Shadow, brought to us by Nathan Steuer. He just took down a premium event and qualified for the Kaldheim Championship here early in 2021. So congrats to you, Nathan. A young grinder, got the world ahead of him. Very intelligent young man. Happy to see him break through, and will be nice to watch and see what he does at the Kaldheim Championship. So Rakdos Death Shadow, nothing too new, except we do get some big upgrades here where we get to play Scourge of the Skyclaves, and essentially that just makes 8 Death Shadows. But they interact a little differently. I talk about these cards throughout our matches and the differences, and really just a cool take on this deck. Luris has a companion not as powerful as it once was due to the nerfing. But let me tell you, this deck still has got a lot of games. So fast forward to any of the matches below, as well as the deck tag at the end, where I do talk about matches. So don't fast forward there until the end. So without any further ado, let's play round number 1. See you there. All right, and welcome to round number 1 here with Rakdos Death Shadow here in Modern. Feels good to be back in Magic Online, I must say. It's been quite a while. So yes, I would like to play first. Yes, I would like to choose Luris. No companion from them. And this hand seems fine. I mean, we can interact twice. We're going to be dealing a lot of damage to ourselves. Kind of the name of the game here. We get to manipulate the top of our deck pretty well, so we're going to keep this. And now we got a nice little play here. So first we're going to get to bobble ourselves and decide if we want that top card. If we do, we get to play Silent Clearing and Thoughtseize. If we don't, we play Marsh Flat. So kind of obvious if you play a decent amount of Death Shadow, but if you don't, definitely not an obvious play at all. So we will start by bobbling. Monetary Swift Spear. Well, that is a threat. That is a threat, and that is what I want right now. So I think that's fine. And then we can wait on Bobble for next turn, because we already got our turn pretty mapped out. So we're going to keep that, but we, of course, do still want a Thoughtseize. Okay, Hardened Scales, huh? Okay, well, Hardened Scales itself is for sure the card I want to start with, since it's the only one that they can for sure cast. And then we have the Lightning Bolt for the Steel Overseer. So yeah, let's just take the scale. Take their namesake card. All right. I haven't seen this deck in a while, but then again, Modern is so absolutely wide open that, we're going to see everything. I'm probably going to take this Throne of Geth. This card is just so annoying with our Thoughtseize next turn. Just very strong card. What did you draw? All right. Okay, so I could just take both cards. That's pretty reasonable as well, because otherwise my Thoughtseizes are not going to be good. The only problem with that is we're not really pressuring. So I could go Monetary Swift Spear and Inquisition and Bobble. Take Throne of Geth. They could play Steel Overseer, and then I could Thoughtseize them again. But it does run the risk of them just drawing a land, and then I blank on that. So maybe that's not worth it. Because Death Shadow is the card that I win with. Like, Monastery Swift Spear is a good secondary plan, but I think if I want to... well, I guess I can bobble them to see what the play is. Yeah, okay, I like that, because I want to sack this Marsh Flats anyways. So if it's a spell on top, I'll probably wait. We're going to miss 1 point of damage with Swift Spear, but that's okay. So it's a land. So my Thought Seizes are not going to be good next turn, so I think, therefore, I should just cast them now. Let's get Blood Crypt. Dealing a ton of damage to ourselves, but that is what we're supposed to be doing. All right, we'll take Steel Overseer. Thoughtseize take Throne of Geth. Okay, and then we'll say go, draw a card. Then we're pretty much out of gas, but we know they're bricking on their first draw. Probably playing this Nexus, which is a very slow clock at the moment. So feeling pretty decent. No attacks, huh? Yeah, I guess they don't want to hurt the Death Shadow deck any more than they have to. That makes sense. So we could just buy Lurrus here and start getting the Bobble Train going. I think I like that, because both of these beats are not that effective. So yeah, let's do that. Now, do we want to deal ourselves the full damage here? I think we do, just because we want to have double red. So then let's get Lurrus here and say go. So now we know they have a pathway, a Gruul pathway, as well as this Llanowar Reborn. So they can, you know, go for something here. Making us gain a life with Grove is pretty cute. That is a great land against us, but not the biggest deal now. So double Grove. So we know they just have 2 lands in hand. So this seems like a pretty easy turn to just buy back Bobble. I think we'll attack with a Swift Spear, because it will be 2 power. God, this deck is sweet. I'm a fan. All right, so black, red, Lurrus. Oh man, I missed. I've been playing a lot of Lurrus in Historic, but you can't do anything as busted as you get to do with Bobble here. So I am loving this. So let's attack. Okay, looking to block and module that. That makes sense. We got the bolt for that, so it's not like that's the biggest deal right now. Let's get this out of there. I am going to bobble them at their upkeep. See what they're going to draw. Another land. Unlucky for them. Okay. So we know that's their hand now, essentially. Okay, so let's just play all our things now. Let's go with Swift Spear. Bobble. Let's get a Bomat going. Let's go like that. We can target ourselves here. Well, regardless, we're going to attack with everything. Hiya! See if they want to animate. We're going to lightning bolt it. Bolt, bolt, bolt. And this game is looking extremely good. I don't know what they could possibly draw to get us here. So now let's bobble ourselves. Verdant Catacombs. Don't want that. So I'm going to go this. I think just a swamp is fine, and we'll sack this clearing. We don't need to go ham on the life loss, since we did not draw a Death Shadow or a Scourge. All right. Easy first game there. Just kind of picked them apart, really. All right. So is this that good? Not really, but Kolaghan's Command is going to be excellent. Angrass Rampage. Yeah, that's not bad. Now, do we think they're going to have any kind of hate? That's the problem. I've been out of the game for Modern for a while here, so deciding what hate they're gonna have is gonna be tricky. I would imagine it's not Leyline. Could be some cages. That would make sense. Regardless, we're just gonna want removal, and we don't need the graveyard or anything, so it's not like this deck is easily hated out. We probably don't want that many Bomats. Could do Blood Moon. They're actually pretty weak to Blood Moon. Because their lands... Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so I don't think I want Bomats. They just have... They can deal... Yeah, they have Walking Ballista to just deal the damage to it. So I think those are probably the worst cards. Then just a lot of hand disruption and removal. Backed up with some Haymakers of Blood Moon. Seems like a good recipe for me. Maybe we can take out one Blood Moon. Yeah, I never really want to draw two of it. And it is pretty important. Maybe Night's Whisper is something we can cut here. Could even do Feed the Swarm as another piece of removal. Instead of Night's Whisper. On the draw, Night's Whisper does seem a little weak. So let's go like that. Alright. Now we're just chock full of removal. We still got our main threats that matter, as well as some Haymakers here. This is fine. Just 2 removal spells into a Scourge seems decent. Okay, so we're on the play? They put us on the play? And did we not get our Lurrus? What? No, they're on the play, but we didn't get our Lurrus. Okay. Oh, Blood Moon's in, so you don't get Lurrus. Ah, yes. Okay. That makes sense. That's worth it, though. We should have put Lurrus into our deck, though. That was our mistake. So let's just go land, go. Let's respond by killing this. Bolt. Yeah, these Scourges are not going to be good for a while. Now the question is, do we want to make them sack this Ozolith? And the Ozolith, honestly, is really, really scary. So maybe I do. Yeah, we're going to deal ourselves some more damage. And yeah, let's just get rid of this card. It's really annoying. Since we're not doing anything else this turn, I think it's worth it. Yeah, that one Feed the Swarms, what we're going to want to do. Weird, it shows upkeep like it was our upkeep. I don't know if that's normal, but maybe that's an update. Okay. Lightning Bolt is pretty good. Now, I could just Lightning Bolt this dead now. I could Lightning Bolt them to start playing Scourges. It's only a 3/3. I think I would rather hold off on just dealing them damage and just kind of play the control route here. I get a little punished if they go Inkmoth Nexus or something here. Okay. No blocks, no effects. I'll see what they do. Okay, now I think we'll probably destroy that creature, but let's go like this first. Okay. Now let's Lightning Bolt it. So this is going to be pretty rough. We're not going to be able to Death Shadow for a while with them having 2 Groves. So maybe we had to fire a Lightning Bolt at them, but I think this is reasonable. The game's going decent so far. Okay. So we could take 3, but then they can gain 4. So I think we just want to sack this. Okay. Reasonable. They could have Veil. Yeah. Oh. Okay, they just have nothing. But that does unlock Death Shadow here at least. Oh. That's pretty interesting. I guess we just do that, huh? Yeah, that's really good. Blood Moon. The Moon of Blood. They're mostly artifacts, though, so that's not that big of a deal. But now we're free to play Death Shadow. Then say go. And just hope this kind of carries us. The Ozolith. Got the Forest. Okay, I believe they still have a Grove as their last card. Pretty far away from kicking this. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, no, I could have played it now. Dang it. Okay. All right, we played this loose. Now that we hit them, these are online. Okay. All right, we're dusting off the cobwebs, y'all. So let's go with Swift Spear. Attack. Now let's play our Scourge, which we should have played last turn because it's now a 10-10. No big deal. God, this card's insane. I haven't played Death Shadow with 8 Death Shadows. And this one's just a supercharged version. Wow. Okay. I think we're going to be all right. Okay. I guess that's lethal on the spot. All right. Destroy an artifact. Deal 2. Bang, bang. GG. And we played a little loose there and still got rewarded. Or still got the job done. Yeah, Blood Moon was really good. It was worth the Lurrus Companion, but we just should have put Lurrus Companion in our deck, and we should have played Scourge on the turn that it was, you know, able to live. So that was my mistake for round 1, but we're going to dust it off, and we're going to 3-0 this Modern League so far, because I think this deck is extremely powerful right now. I've been on a Rakdos kick, so let's keep it going. We'll see you for round 2. All right, and welcome to round number 2 here with Rakdos Death Shadow. We are on the play. I would love to use Lurrus. And this hand is a little land heavy, but not overly bad. 4 is like the line, you know. 5 lands, you almost always mulligan. Plus we have the bobble trick, which works well with Lurrus. So I'm going to keep this. I am going to keep this. We'll bobble ourselves here. That way we're just looking for gas. So we'll either play Blood Crypt or a Delta land. Okay, Bomat Courier on top. And I guess, yeah, we should attack with Bomat first, huh? Because that will just trap a Bomat under there. Okay, yeah, I guess that is a new trick with that. I think I'm okay having a Bomat underneath a Bomat. That's fine. So yeah, I guess we probably should, you know, bobble second main. But now we know the card underneath. That has some value. Okay. That's like a better draw anyway, so we'll take it. That was actually a great draw for being on the play. All right. What are we up against now? Maybe a mirror? Nope. Maybe Jund Shadow? Because they don't have Lurrus, so it could just be Jund, I guess. Makes sense to take that when our hand is not so good. I think just silent clearing. I don't think we're going to sack it, though. So to be fair, let's maybe not do that. Let's just play a Delta, attack. Hopefully they play a Fatal Push target. But I would imagine they probably don't. But we'll see. You leave our Bowman alone. But getting Luris and then being able to bring back Bobble is pretty good as well. So they targeted themselves, I believe. Targeted us. So they know our draw. So I kind of want to manipulate that. Okay, no creatures. That's smart. Now the question is, do we want to just take damage here? And I think we probably do. Yeah, gotta let this go. Alright. Yeah, in case we top deck a Death Shadow, I think we would rather be able to cast it. Okay. I think I'm content just putting Luris into hand. And then next turn we can kind of have a good turn. Let's hope they don't have a Thoughtseize, but yeah, with the companion change where you have to put into your hand first, that's just the price you have to pay. Is Luris is a lot worse. If we could just go Luris Bobble this turn, that would have been awesome. So what is this, 4-color Shadow? That sucks. They're down to 9, or they're down to 4 cards too, so they're running out of gas as well. Okay, down to 8. Just going like double Death Shadow maybe. 1 Death Shadow with a removal spell backup. So that's kind of cute. So we can go Swift Spear. And let's go with Fatal Push. Okay, kind of expected that, but now we have the Dismember. So now the question is, how much life do we want to lose here? I think just taking 2, essentially taking 3 is fine. So let's go like this, black, black. Dismember. Got that out of there. Attack for 3. Okay, and we'll say go. They didn't account for the Dismember, so that could just completely wreck their hand, essentially, by just having 1 Stubborn Denial. You know, they danced around this turn quite well. Well, that's pretty good. So let's sack this. Okay. So, let's attack. I mean, we can just go for the win. And I'm going to. Well, if they kill this, then I'm not. What 3 drops do they want to play where they don't want Luris, is my question. Maybe they just play Luris's in the main? Okay. I think I still want to go for this. Maybe not. See, what happens if I don't go for this is they save their removal spell to kill my Death Shadow instead of the Swift Spear. Maybe it just doesn't matter. Let's go to blockers. Give them one last chance. Stubborn Denial doesn't do it. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for it. Lightning Bolt you. Snap push. Why my graveyard popped up over there? I would assume they hit push. Okay. Makes sense. All right, now we'll play the Death Shadow. We don't really have to sack this Catacombs yet. Cycle to give it flowers, so we play it because of Windcaller Avon? That's why we don't want Lurrus? I mean, I guess giving Death Shadow flying is pretty cute. Interesting. Modern sure has changed, that's for sure. Alright, let's see what they want to do. I don't like that. So that means they have an answer to the Death Shadow. Okay. Play sack. Lame. We'll take it. Yeah, this might have slipped away. Just don't have a Death Shadow to really bring the clock. Or a Scourge. Uh-oh. 11. So we're just dead if we don't draw something. So here I think we want to crack this. Just thin out the deck. Hope to draw. I mean, Lightning Bolt, is that like really our only out? Bowmat, huh? Well, we can attack and sack it. I think that's better than trying to do anything else. Attack with Bowmat. Would you like to block? Good call. I think we can sack this. I guess this doesn't thin out the deck because Bowmat's already there. Nothing for 3, right? I guess technically we could get Knight's Whisper into Bolt, so let's go like this. Mishra's Bauble. Okay. The Sweats. Let's target them. Okay, we need to draw it during their upkeep and hopefully win the game. Lightning Bolt. What do we got? 3 outs? 1 time? Got there. Okay, they played that game pretty well. All right, what do we want to do against a Sultai? Fatal Push seems pretty good. Lantern doesn't seem great. I mean, they have Snapcasters, but that's not that big of a deal. Blood Moon also doesn't seem great. Kroxa seems like the kind of this seems like that kind of matchup where we want Kroxa. Probably don't want Battle Rage, although it is a nice just kind of get you card. Kolaghan's Command seems fine. Lightning Bolt seems pretty bad to me. Yeah, I mean, that seems decent. Now it's just if we want any Feed the Swarms in case they have Ley Lines. But Leyline isn't the catch-all against us, so I think we're okay not having them. And then do we want lanterns for their graveyard? I don't think so. On the play, we just want to be as streamlined as possible. And I think that is what our deck is right now. So let's just do that. On the draw, we might adjust depending on what we see them side in. So let's start with this. 61 cards they went up to. I will pick Luris. This hand is unplayable. If we had a black source, this hand looks pretty nice, but we're going to mulligan. Okay, this one's fine. Now, what don't we want? Probably Kroxa. So let's put Kroxa away. I don't even think I want to Thoughtseize quite yet. I think I would rather just get Bomat going. I mean, they're likely going to kill it anyways, but... All right, let's get Bomat. Because now even if they Thoughtseize us, we still get to Night's Whisper. Okay. So we could go down to 3. We could take 5 this turn and go to 12 and have a 1/1 Death Shadow. I think I like Night's Whisper a little bit better. So let's go like this. We don't care if they kill Bomat at the moment. Okay, this does run into a Stubborn Denial, but I don't know if they truly leave that in against us, so let's do it. Draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. And we'll say go. I would like a land. Okay. Wouldn't mind just having another setup turn. Tarmogoyf. Maybe not. Okay. So we could go Fatal Push, Thoughtseize, Death Shadow, or Swift Spear, Fatal Push, Thoughtseize. I think those are the big questions. Because I want to Fatal Push this, I'm pretty sure. Swift Spear gains value here, and then it's going to be worse, but Death Shadow is just the better threat. So I think it's probably more important to just get that in play. I think we should start... Well, we shouldn't start with Thoughtseize if we plan to Swift Spear. I don't think Swift Spear is necessarily correct, so let's start with the Thoughtseize. Traverse, Snapcaster. Well, their hand is pretty bad. But we're going to be adding a creature to the yard. And that's it. So they're pretty far away from Traverse. And this doesn't matter too much. I think Snapcaster has the highest upside for them. So let's take that. Now let's Fatal Push. And Death Shadow. Okay, I hope they don't draw anything, because so far their hand is not great, but they get 2 draws with cycling this Windcaller. Okay. Flying Death Shadow. Okay. I was like, we were ahead, but I don't know if we were that far ahead. So they are a Traverse deck, you know? So that does make Lantern a little bit better. Especially with Snapcasters. Yeah, I think I like a few. Bomats on the draw are worse. So is Night's Whisper. And so is Temur Battle Rage. So those are all the cards that are iffy. And Kolaghan's Command isn't insane either. Is there any way we want to Blood Moon them when we're on the draw? Not really. Bomat just looked really good there, though, so I don't think I'm going to cut Bomat. Temur Battle Rage also doesn't feel too bad. Ingress Rampage does seem a little weak. And Night's Whisper on the draw is a little weak. Same with Kolaghan's Command. But But Soul Guide Lantern is also pretty weak, so I think I maybe just want to stick like this. Just the one lantern, maybe two for good measure. We'll take out one command. Yeah, let's do that. It's all about attrition, so Knight's Whisper is actually pretty good. Just drawing more removals, more answers for Tarmogoyfs and stuff like that. I think that seems pretty good. All right. A game, number, a tree. I would like Luris. It's pretty risky, but I think I'm going to keep. We deal ourselves a good chunk of damage. We can protect ourselves against their early creatures. Any sack land in our hand is just completely on. All right, I'm going to keep. It's so weird that it shows upkeep like this. I feel like it's always our turn when it shows like that. I don't know if that's like an update or... This is a bit too much removal, but if they don't have like a heavy Thoughtseize hand, they gotta have creatures. And if they play Tarmogoyf, that would make sense. Okay, so let's just start with Bomat. Not the best draw there, but this is basically just a decoy. Because you normally want to kill this card. But it doesn't play very well with our hand anyways, so we're super content just having this go to the graveyard. Targeted themselves. I think we can miss one land drop, but then if we miss another, it's going to be real bad for us. So maybe this is a bit of a loose keep, but we shall see. They like the card on top. Goyf. Goyf, goyf, goyf. Yeah. Land. Ah! Yeah, that's not good. Well. We're just going to Fatal Push. Yeah, we could dismember this. That's probably better. All right. No land is pretty brutal, but we do got threats. So if we can dig our way out of this with a fetch land, I think we'll be completely fine. Okay. Believe that's Delirium for them, but they're missing land drops too. Yeah, oh yeah. Now we're cooking. Okay, so now just a question of do we want to just play like a Scourge, which is pretty mana efficient, or do we want to like Thoughtseize and Death Shadow? That's probably better. Or we could Swift Spear and Thoughtseize. I think I like that the least. So let's start with... They gotta just have a hand chock full of removal. So maybe it is best to just get Swift Spear down. See if they want to waste removal on that. Okay. Thoughtseize. Don't care about those Thought Scours. Fatal Push are really good. Snapcaster is good. And Goyf we're definitely not taking. So I think it's got to be Snapcaster here. The Fatal Pushes are awesome, but Snap just gets them back anyways. So yeah, let's do that. I like this play because you don't really want to kill either one of these when I'm missing land drops. But yeah, they're in the market for a fetch land as well, and then their hand's pretty on. That forest really is going to kind of screw them over. Okay. Cool with that. Alright, I think this and Death Shadow just to keep the beats going. Since both these threats are pretty good, and they're going to Fatal Push this Death Shadow almost assuredly anyways. Just a battle for 2. Death Shadow Mirrors. Ah, it's bringing me back. Bringing me back. God, I love Modern, though. I really missed it. I played a lot of Historic and a lot of Standard. It feels great to get back to Modern. It's such a good format. Always has been. Well, not always. Let's not get carried away. But it has been for a long time. Let's get this out of here. Okay. So we know they have Goyf, 2 Scours, and 2 randoms. I think we just Scourge of the Skyclave again, keep the pressure on. Force them to have another answer or they just die. All right, 12-12. Okay. See if that got him a land. If not, they could be dead. Goyf. Okay. All right. So, if they do have Stubborn Denial here for the Fatal Push, then they have to chump block Scourge. I think that's fine. So we're going to go like this plus push. So they probably just have the Thought Scar. I mean, they have to have Fatal Push for this, otherwise they just die. So, okay. So now they just have 2 Thought Scours. What, a Maelstrom Pulse or something? That's what I'm deathly afraid of. Okay. Hooray! We are the Death Shadow King! Alright everyone, stay tuned for round number 3. Let's try to get this good old trophy here on Droppin Bombs. See you there. Alright everyone, round 3, our final round here with Rakdos Death Shadow. We're on the draw this time. Not ideal for a Shadow deck, but with this many Thoughtseize and stuff, being on the draw is not as bad. Oh, excuse me. Alright. Not a bad hand. Not too shabby. It'll be interesting what we start on. So no companion. We'll definitely keep. This hand is pretty good. Blue-red, huh? Soulscar Mage. What is this? Blue-red Prowess. Well, our Swift Spear play doesn't look very good now. Okay. Probably just want to start on Thoughtseize. Yeah, let's start on Thoughtseize. I think it's pretty close. It's either that or like try to set up Night's Whisper plus, or Swift Spear into Night's Whisper and then attack, but I think that's pretty weak, so let's just take some damage. Okay, well, we can take Light Up the Stage as their main source of card advantage. Spray Dragon we can kill, so I don't think we care too much about that. So I think it's Light Up the Stage or Opt, and Light Up the Stage just sees more cards, so let's do that. All right, let's say go. I've been under the understanding that this deck is not very good, but we'll find out. All right, here's probably Sprite Dragon. Okay. No block. I kind of hope they deal some damage. Gutshot here helps out our Skyclave. No. Okay. Yeah, I think I want to Swift Spear and then just play an untapped land to kill Sprite Dragon. Or we just play Scourge. Yeah, it's only a 1/1 though, so I don't think we do that. I guess we could Swift Spear and just Dismember to get in some damage, but then we just get Burst Lightninged. Yeah, I guess with Swift Spear, or with Soulscar Mage, Burst Lightning's going to kill it anyways with this, so... We could just Dismember this. And, like, even get another Swamp here so we take less damage. I think at this point when they're, like, going aggro on us, we want to try to not take as much damage here. Maybe the best way to do that is to go Swift Spear and go. I think that's starting to be the best here. Okay, let's do that. But if we do attack them for 2 here, and we go to 9, we go to 8. Yeah, that's just too close to death. Okay, these are tricky. These are definitely tricky. Opt. Okay. Okay, I think I'm going to block first. Then we're going to try to Dismember. Take another 5-ball here. Kill Sprite Dragon. Then they're forced to use some spell to kill here, but they can even just use the Gut Shot. But I think it's worth it. Scourge of the Skyclave looking pretty bad against aggro decks, I guess. Maybe that's not true for all of them, but Prowess Mirrors, it seems slightly rough if they're not dealing a lot of damage to themselves. But normally with this many fetch lands and stuff, they probably are dealing that much. So it's probably just this game is working out a little weird. Okay, so there's the Burst Lightning. Okay, let this die. Well, I think we have no real choice but to Knight's Whisper and try to get like a Fatal Push. That's pretty bad. Or we just play this, but yeah, that's not good either. So I think we kind of have to. Don't like our chances this game. Mostly because we're just dead, basically. I guess we can get Fatal Push off this. See what they're about to draw. That's not a big deal. All right, well, we flooded out horrifically. No way around it. They might not go for the win. I guess they technically don't have it yet, but... But we are dead. Okay, that's not lethal. That for sure is. Alright. Yeah, with only one black, nothing we could have had there. Alrighty. On the draw, I want more removal. Prowess probably doesn't bring in any kind of hate. Rampage seems good. Kozilek's Return seems like it could be good, but it doesn't seem insane. Culligan's Command seems okay. I don't think I want Thoughtseizes. Their stuff is pretty redundant, you know, so all their cards kind of do the same thing. And I don't really want Teamer Battle Rage. So Kozilek's Return seems like a natural, pretty good one. So we play that on our turn. It's usually just going to be pretty much a Wrath of God. So I think I like that. And then it's like, do we want Kroxa instead of Dismember? Or Night's Whisper? Night's Whisper on the play I think is fine. But maybe not. Yeah, I kind of want to take out 2 Night's Whispers and just be like all removal and Kroxa as a game plan here. I like this. A lot of these cards I don't really like against Hyper Aggro, so that seems to make sense to me. All right, I would like to play first. Okay, I think this is fine. We'll keep it. Nice controlling hand. Let's go with a Delta. Say go. Now I hope they take some damage just so we can play Scourge. Them going fetch land, take 3, and then we do that too and just have a 3/3. That would have been ideal, but no such luck. Do I have to sack it now? I don't really have to. Okay, now I do. Inquisition. See what they're working with. Sprite Dragon, Soul Guide Lantern, and light up the stage. We don't mind Sprite Dragon because we get to kill that. Soul Guide Lantern could get us, but it's also not that big of a deal. And then light up the stage is pretty good. We'll just take light up here. All right, then we'll play another Mire and say go. Very beatable hand. Still hasn't taken any damage. So that makes our Scourge of the Skyclave still bad. So I could just Culligan's Command this instead of Lightning Bolting, because Lightning Bolt I do want to save for this. Yeah, let's do that. Also, I think I'm just going to not take damage with this. So we're going to go to 15. I guess we couldn't cast Death Shadow. We're not going to cast Death Shadow next turn, actually, anyways. So yeah, we're gonna preserve our life total a little bit. Okay. Another Scourge. Yeah, I think we just Culligan's Command this now while we can. Black, red, white. Just target player to discard a card and creature. Nice little 2-for-1. Just need them to take damage. I mean, we can just Lightning Bolt them. think we have to. Otherwise, what are we doing? Just nothing here? I mean, we could just buy Luris, actually. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay. I'm in. Taking this one nice and slow and steady. Then if we draw like Bobble, you know, then we're sitting great. All right, opt. Looks like then they're going to play Storm, Wing Entity. And that's what we want to kill. Hope they don't have a free spell. Do we want to wait at all? Kind of think so. Okay, that was great. That was really good, actually. So then we want a Lightning Bolt. Hope they don't have any free spell. Hooray. Then we'll attack. And we'll play a 2/2. And play this tapped. Okay. Now at least we got some aggression, but yeah, we're pretty wide open if they go like Sprite Dragon, double spell or something. That'd be terrifying. Okay. Okay. Gonna attack. Now we can play Luris and see if they let us Scourge. Guessing they won't. And then we'll just play the one from our hand. Okay. Scourge. Do we want to play this land? I think so. Scary. Now if they have a bolt or something for Luris, that's what we don't want to see. They would play it now if they have it, though. Okay. That was pretty good. Sack this to draw a card. That was really good. All right, now let's attack. Do we want to attack with Luris, though? That's the main thing. And I think we do. Lightning Bolt, Sprite Dragon. Okay. Now we gained some life, so our Death Shadow shrunk, but this one got ginormous, so play Death Shadow and Sig go. It's only a 1/1, but we can make it larger. This game seems to be going well. NGG. All right, final game to see if we can 3-0 this. As far as sideboarding changes, these are all the cards that I do not want against them, so I think it seems pretty easy to just snap back here. Yeah. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. I choose Luris. Okay, this hand looks great. Got a bunch of threats. We got some good removal. I'll take it. Maybe a few too many threats, but not so bad. All right. Okay. I think we just kill this on spot or on site just because they could have light up the stage, and we want to prevent that from happening. They could also have some kind of counter spell, I think, so let's do that. Fatal Push, Sego. Okay. Is this Storm Entity? It's kind of brutal to feed the Swarm, but we are definitely going to have to do it. It'll get our Death Shadows online real quick. Let's see what they did with their Scries. 2 on bottom. Like that. That's not good. All right, so I think we've taken enough damage. Swamp is going to be fine since we're taking 5 with this. Taking 5 to kill your 2-drop. No big deal. These Kozilek's returns don't look that good when you draw both of them. One can be kind of a blowout at times, but okay. Bobble. I wish they would take some damage. So let's do this. See if they're drawing their land. Metamorphose. I'm still going to play Death Shadow, otherwise we're just doing nothing. Okay. Slight tilt. Okay. Also not a great draw. Metamorphose we just saw. This could be another Storm Entity. Dang it. That's pretty good. It's really good. Ugh. Yeah, that easily could just be game. Unless we get like a Dismember off the top. Dismember or Feed the Swarm. I think those are only or Lightning Bolt, I guess. Yeah, we got a lot of outs to kill this. Hiya! Fatal Push is not one of them. Fatal Push is not one of them. Alright, we're in trouble. Could easily just be dead right now. Unfortunately. Yeah, and I think we are. Not quite. No blocks. GG. Dang it. Dang it. Well, not our best Droppin Bombs. Didn't quite get the 3-0, but yeah, it was just slightly awkward there. Our Skyclaves were never really able to get online. And that was just a huge problem that whole match, really, when most modern decks deal some amount of damage to them. So they had that advantage where maybe we're supposed to take that card out. I don't think so, but anyways, let's go talk in the deck tech about some specific changes that we'd like to make, or just talk about the deck in general. See you there. All right, everybody, and welcome to the deck tech here with Rakdos Death Shadow. Really cool deck. So first of all, I just want to talk about Death Shadow in general. This deck is brought to us by Nathan Steuer, if I didn't already say that in the intro. Up and coming Magic, a young Magic player who is just phenomenal for his age, and just not even just for his age anymore. Like, he is just a phenomenal Magic player, but he's still very young, so he's got plenty of brain development still to go, as well as just a lot of experience to be gained, but a bright future from that young man. But the thing I love about this list that he won a PTQ with is now with Scourge of the Skyclaves, Death Shadow gets to avoid the big problem that it always had, which was threat density. Like, you just weren't able to play enough threats to make sure you have a very cohesive game plan. Where, like, if we think back to, like, Grixis Death Shadow, there was Grammatic Angler and Death Shadow and Snapcaster, and that's it. So if you didn't draw, two of your threats in the top 20 cards of your deck, you just didn't win the game, And here we get to play a lot of threats, Monastery Swiftspear is not a great card. Bowmat is a great card. And they work really well with Scourge of the Skyclave, where you can pressure your opponent, get their life total down, and then you're naturally taking your life total down. So it can be a turn 2 play a lot more often than Death Shadow can. Death Shadow, you really need a perfect draw of like two fetch lands, 2 Thoughtseizes, and a Death Shadow or something to make it a good turn 2 play. So I like that it kind of bridges the gap between your later turns. That Death Shadow has always dominated, when turn 4, when you can go Thoughtseize you, Fatal Push your creature, play a Death Shadow, Bobble or whatever, and like really just kind of protect it as well. So that's the things I love about this deck. So let's talk about the specific card choices. Mana base I like a lot. We get Sunbaked Canyon plus some Silent Clearings as our lands. Mishra's Bobble, the card that just works amazingly well with Lurrus. Now with the Companion nerf, it's definitely not as good. But late game, when you're flooding a bit or just kind of attrition battled out, which we saw happen in our round 2 match against the Sultai Death Shadow deck, these types of games just happen where late game, Lurrus over 2 turns can just completely take over, and Bobble's the main reason why it's so good. Then we'll talk about the creatures. Death Shadow, Scourge of the Skyclave, just talked about them a little bit there. It's what makes the deck tick. Fatal Push, best removal spell in Modern with all these sack lands. Love having 3 of those. We have 6 hand disruption spells. Thoughtseize being the best one. Always has been. Excuse me, y'all. Inquisition being completely fine as well, but you want to lean on Thoughtseize here. It's just the better hand disruption spell. Then 4, Lightning Bolt. Usually not the best card in Death Shadow decks, but with Scourge of the Skyclave, where you can just bolt your opponent, and then that gives it +3/+3 essentially. That's very strong here. Plus, just killing any creature for 1 mana is very good. Monastery Swiftspear and Bowmat are plan B when the Death Shadow plan isn't necessarily going to work. It allows another problem to be solved of threat density. Just you get to play so many threats that we don't rely on, the graveyard. You don't rely on getting your life total down or keeping their life total low. Let's say we play against an Uro deck where they're just above 20 life, where you just can't cast that. Then you can just play these to get them down there. So I like that. Knight's Whisperer is a card that I love seeing from Nathan here. It's just a card that, I'm not saying it's like great or anything, but it's just one of my favorite cards. So I really like seeing it there. Great turn 2 play when you're on the play. When you're on the draw, a little less good, but still decent. Sorry everyone, got a cough today. 1 Croxa here as just a long game plan. I like having 1 of this effect, just for constant creatures if your opponent just has a ton of removal spells. 2 Teamer Battle Rage to just get them dead. I love this. Combos pretty well with Scourge of the Skyclave too. We didn't draw Teamer Battle Rage once, to be honest, so I didn't get to cast it, but if you Teamer Battle Rage a Scourge of the Skyclave, let's say it's a 5/5, hit him for 5. If we're at a lower life total, the second one hits him for 10. So really cool interaction with Scourge of the Skyclave. 2 Dismembers. best removal spell with Death Shadow and Scourge to get your life total low to be able to play Death Shadow. And then 1 Kolaghan's Command. That's fine. Talk about the sideboard here. 4th Fatal Push. Any aggressive decks, you definitely want that. Feed the Swarm. You know, I kept thinking like maybe we have to prepare for Leyline, stuff like that. But I don't think you really care about Leyline with this deck, so I'm guessing it's for something else that I'm not thinking of. I don't know, maybe some kind of prison decks, prison enchantments. But I haven't really understood Feed the Swarms. I'm sure Nathan can retweet this when it goes live and be like, it's for this, you idiot. And I'll be like, oh, of course, of course. Blood Moon, any big mana deck, it's very good against. We also brought it in against our round 1 opponent, the Hardened Scales deck. Now, as we learned the hard way, maybe you don't have to. If you pick up this deck, it does replace Lurrus as your companion, so maybe add that to the deck if you bring in Blood Moon. Kozilek's Return against any small aggressive deck. We brought it in against this last Izzet Prowess deck, and it was not good, so that was probably a mistake on our part. Lurrus is the companion. Kroxa, a second one for mid-range battles. You know, Jund, Sultai Death Shadow, Rakdos Death Shadow. Any deck where you exchange resources pretty aggressively. Kolaghan's Command's the same kind of card. Also really good against artifact decks. Angrass Rampage, same thing. I bring this in on the draw when I bring in all my removal. And then Soul Guide Lantern for Dredge, Oops All Spells, any graveyard deck. Didn't bring it in the one. We brought one in against a Traverse Shadow deck in round 2, but I don't think you need a ton of them there. So, all right, everyone, that's going to do it. 2-1 for this week's Droppin Bomb. Not too bad. Let's get to thanking some sponsors here, everyone. So first up, we got Coalesce Apparel. I just got a new shirt. So this is an Omnath, but on the green screen it looks a lot different. So this does look a lot more colorful, but as you can guess, most of it's green. But this shirt's so cool. I just gotten this in the mail from Cedric a couple days ago. So go ahead and go to coalesceapparel.shop and use the gift code SCG to get 10% off your checkout. Get any Christmas shirts here while you're at it. And then SCG Premium, feel free to sign up to that. Go to StarCityGames.com. Click the Premium tab up top. $7.99 will gain you access to all our exclusive content. Best writers in Magic right now, so please check that out. YouTube channel, you're watching it right now. Please like, comment, share. I always like to respond to the comments, as well as appreciate any sharing of Droppin Bombs for more eyeballs on it. Really appreciate that here at SCG. And then the SCG tour, we got this going until early January. So if you want to qualify for the Keltime Championship, make sure to play these events. We're taking the week off for the holidays, but we'll be back shortly after those. Really fun events. I played the last 2, and I really enjoy them. And then we got a holiday sale number 7. I'm just going to read this off word for word since it has a lot of text. So it's the time of year for giving. So we're giving you 10% bonus bucks on your purchases from now through Monday, December 28th. At 10:59 a.m. Eastern Time. Treat yourself to the gift of Magic the Gathering and receive 10% bonus bucks store credit back on an SCG website purchases. All bonus bucks earned as a part of this promotion will be added to your Star City Games account by Monday, January 4th, and you will be notified via email upon its delivery. Some restrictions apply, so go to StarCityGames.com and check out our Bonus Bucks website announcement for details. So really cool stuff, just a way to get some money back off your purchases. So once again, that is going through December 28th. So get it before Tuesday of next week. And save yourself some money and get some cool presents. So, all right, everyone, that's going to do it for this week's Droppin Bombs. We'll see you next week.